You know, finding the right dog trainer here in Dayton can totally change your life with your dog. A really great trainer doesn't just teach commands like sit and stay, they help you build a stronger, more enjoyable partnership.
Just think about it. Your dog, calmly and confidently right there with you, no matter where you go, from a busy outdoor market to just a quiet walk in your local park. Good training is what makes that whole picture a reality.
Okay, so living in Dayton with a dog, it's got its own unique situations, right? You've got these bustling city centers right next to huge, sprawling park systems, and your dog really needs to be comfortable and well-behaved in all of them.
I mean, you want a dog that can handle a walk through the historic Oregon district without pulling, or stay cool at the super busy 2nd Street Market. You want them to stay focused when you're walking along the Great Miami Riverway. Proper training is what lets you enjoy all of these amazing local spots together. All right, so how do you actually find the right person for the job? Let's talk about what to look for in a professional trainer who's going to fit your specific needs.
The foundation of pretty much all modern, humane, and effective training is positive reinforcement. This isn't about, forcing your dog to do something. It's about teaching them that making good choices gets them something awesome, like a treat or praise. This builds so much trust and makes your dog actually want to learn.
Okay, you're going to see a bunch of letters after a trainer's name, but don't let it overwhelm you. These certifications are basically just a way to check that a trainer knows their stuff. For general manners and obedience, a CPDT-KA is a fantastic place to start. But if you're dealing with bigger issues like fear or aggression, you really want to look for someone with a behavior consultant certification, like a CDBC.
So, the next thing you'll need to figure out is the format. In-home training is fantastic because you're working on problems right where they happen, like barking at the doorbell or jumping on your guests. On the other hand, group classes are perfect for practicing focus and good manners with the real-life distraction of other dogs and people around.
Okay, let's talk about what to expect from the training itself. What are some of the common programs, and what is each one designed to help with?
Every single dog can benefit from basic obedience. And look, this isn't about teaching your dog fancy tricks for a show. This is about the essential stuff, the life skills, like coming back when you call them or just walking nicely on a leash. These are the things that keep your dog safe and make them a joy to be around.
Now for the bigger challenges, things like serious fear, reactivity toward other dogs, or separation anxiety, you're looking at behavior modification. It's a much more specialized approach, and it's all about changing how your dog feels about a situation. So instead of feeling scared of other dogs, for example, they slowly learn to associate them with something good, like a really tasty treat.
And this, right here, this is so important. You have to stay away from any trainer who uses fear, pain, or intimidation. Those methods can actually create new problems, like aggression, and they can seriously damage the trust you have with your dog. Humane, reward-based training is just more effective in the long run, and it's safer for everybody. All right, before you actually hire someone, you've got to do a little bit of homework. This means asking some really specific questions and getting a clear idea of the costs involved. So let's talk about money. Here's a general idea of what training costs in the Dayton area for 2025. Group puppy classes are usually the most affordable way to get started. At the other end, you have really intensive programs like a board and train, which is a much bigger investment. Just remember, these prices will definitely vary based on the trainer's experience and what your dog needs.
So what exactly should you be asking before you commit? Think of this as your little checklist. You absolutely want to be clear on their training methods and their credentials. Ask them how they're going to create a plan specifically for your dog. It's also really smart to ask how you'll both measure progress, what the total costs and cancellation policies are, and if they're willing to work with your vet if that becomes necessary.
Okay, once you actually start the training sessions, that's when the real work begins. Practicing consistently is what makes all the difference. It's what turns those skills you learn in the session into reliable, everyday habits. And lucky for us, Dayton has some great places to do that. If you're looking for a safe, fenced-in spot for some off-leash practice, places like Wagon Trail or Paw Paws in Kettering are just perfect. And for working on those leash skills around real-world distractions, joggers, bikes, other people, you can't beat the paths at Riverscape Metro Park or along the Great Miami Riverway.
And hey, just a quick but really important reminder about Dayton's leash law. Unless you are physically inside a designated fenced-in dog park, your dog has to be on a leash. Just keeping a standard 6-foot leash on you is the easiest way to stay safe and follow the rules.
Now, if you've just adopted a dog,
This next part is for you. It's really helpful to have a realistic timeline in your head for their adjustment period. It definitely doesn't happen overnight.
There's a really helpful guideline people use called the 3-3-3 rule. For the first 3 days, your new dog is just overwhelmed and decompressing. After about 3 weeks, they're starting to figure out your daily routine. But it can honestly take a full 3 months before they truly feel at home and you start to see their real personality shine through. So patience is everything.
You know, at the end of the day, all this effort, it's all about having a better, happier life together. A well-behaved dog means you can have friends over without stressing out, you can relax at a local park, and you can just enjoy a more peaceful, joyful life at home and out in your community. Good luck with everything.